guys, welcome back to another one of Auntie Helly's videos. So today she is doing a spring theme with her nails. Ooh.
I am, thank you very much, Ryan. Yes, I am trying to encourage a little bit of nicer weather with the spring Floral Bouquet nails. So I've got my table all set up and I just wanted to show you how I set up my monomer and my powders and any glitter I'm using. And I'm working on Miss Tammy Hand Dolly today. So I've already applied my tips. Don't ask me which tips I use because I cannot remember, but I cut them down to the length I wanted. I tapered in the sides slightly, and now I'm going in doing my thin clear base. Now I just wanted to say, when working on these practice hands, you don't actually need to do a thin clear base because generally you're not going to be filing back down to do a redesign. But I like to keep my process as much the same as it would be if I was working on an actual person as possible, and that is why I always do a thin clear base. I'm also using my Teen Gorgeous brush. I'm not sure what size. I'll see if I can remember. So for colour today I'm using Candy Floss, and I've also got Coconut Ice from Teen Gorgeous. Candy Floss is a beautiful shimmery baby pastel pink, and Coconut Ice is a translucent pink that I will be using for capping. So Clear Candy, my clear base colour, will no longer play a part in this set. So starting on my pinky, and I am doing a reverse smile line. So I've applied my bead, I have pulled it down to roughly where I want that smile line to be, and now I am using my brush just to pat it in, shape those sides, making sure I've got a wall so I can butt the next colour up to, and making sure it's even all the way around. I'm not worrying about my apex and structure at the moment because I'm going to come back and do that with Coconut Ice. And I am repeating the process on the middle and the index finger. Now I have sped this up because it is exactly the same, and I thought you didn't need to see me create 3 smile lines. But as you can see, second bead, just blending that down, always making sure I go back to shape the smile line to keep that shape. Don't worry if it's not perfect because you can refine that with your file before you do the tip. And then I'm just very quickly doing the last one, and whilst I do that I'm just going to check my notes. I'm using my size 8 Back to Basics brush today. So there we go, just finishing off that third smile line, and now I'm going to come in with Coconut Ice. As you can see, it's this beautiful translucent pink, and I'm just going to use that to cap this, create my apex. Always, again, I'm checking that side or the sides of my smile line, making sure that wall is even. And I apologise, I'm completely out of shot here. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's really unlike me. I do try and make sure I edit it in shot, but I think the hand had moved. But here we go. We're just doing that last index finger, using that Coconut Ice to create my apex, making sure the smile line wall is the same all around, and then I'm going to let those set, and I'm going to go on to the ring finger. So I'm just starting off with a full base of Candy Floss. I'm working thin because I'm going to add a touch of glitter, and I will be capping this in Coconut Ice. So I've got my pink fairy shards from Sonia Williams. I love these just for a little bit of extra sparkle, and the colour actually goes really nicely with Candy Floss. So I'm just patting those over top. I was just working where the acrylic was still slightly wet, but where it had dried out, just going in with my Coconut Ice to apply a bit more. And then once I'm happy with all that placement, I will cap in Coconut Ice. I've used Coconut Ice here just so I can keep the same sort of colour theme throughout. You could cap in clear, but I just like the glow that the Coconut Ice gives. So this is where I'm building my shape, strength, my structure, my apex, all that jazz. You know how it goes, how I roll. And then when I have capped this nail, off camera I'm going to file in all of those smile lines. And for this I use normally 100 or 150 grit file, depends what's closest to hand. There we go. And I try and use a new file. So giving those a good old dust off, we don't want any pesky dust pieces. And here I'm using Sweet Tooth, which is this beautiful pink colour. I also have Amethyst, which is pretty much what it says on the tin, an amethyst purple colour. And finally I've got Fern, and this is sort of a turquoisey green colour, and I'm going to use those on the smile line. And I picked these three colours because they matched with the flowers on the foil. Now I was going to apply these at the tip and then cap them in clear or coconut ice, but they are strength powders, and halfway through applying on the pinky here I decided I was just going to apply them as a strength powder, and they came out fine in the end. So I am just applying these right up to the tip. It doesn't matter if you go over because it's all going to be it will be filed away. I want to make sure I've got the right thickness at the tip. And I'm going to repeat this process on the middle finger with Amethyst and the index finger with Fern. And then off camera, as always, I'm going to do all of my filing to get these nails into a nice crisp shape, go over the surface of the nail, and then I will be back and we can jazz these up a bit. yay, we are all filed, and I do absolutely love these as they are. But I am going to add a bit more. So I've gone in with my spray and my dusty brush, that's the spray I use, just to get rid of any excess little bits of dust which could ruin the finished design, and then I'm just using a wipe to go over. And this is the foil I have got, which I got from Nail Stamping Queen UK, which is Sarah Richardson. Absolutely love all of her foils. And what I'm doing first up is just measuring up roughly which bits and flowers I want to use. Now I'm going to do 2 nails at a time so I don't get foil stuck to the next nail where I don't want it. And I'm using my fast foil from Team Gorgeous. So once I've applied this, I'm going to pop it into the lamp for a 30-second cure, and then it's really important you leave it to cool for a minute or so before you apply the foil. So on this nail I'm going for a nice blue floral, and I don't want to cover the whole nail, I'm just roughly covering it at the tip. And then here I've got this very, very pretty mint green. And when I'm happy with that, I'm now going to apply my fast foil to the full ring fingernail, and on the 3 smile line nails I just applied it roughly at the tip and a bit further down because I knew I wasn't doing full coverage. And then I'm going to cure it, let it cool again, and now I'm going in with this beautiful reddy colour foil on this one. Again, just, you know, I'm just sort of covering the tip. You can see a little bit of that tip colour through, which I liked. And then on this nail, I'm doing full coverage with that beautiful pink flower. So placing the foil on and then giving it a good rub over with my finger. You could use a wipe or something to help. You could use a silicone tool. And as you can see, there was a bit that didn't stick very well. So I lined it up and went back in. Normally with these foils, it doesn't matter if your lining up isn't perfect. I have now got some AB Swarovskis and the Zodiac Opal mix, all from Crystal Parade, and I'm just going to add a few little bits of bling on the 3 smile line nails. So I'm using an AB Swarovski, and then I'm going to put 2 of the opals around them, and I'm matching the colours of the opals to the flowers on the tip. So I've got blue opals, green opals, and pinky opals, I think they were. And for this I'm using my Team Gorgeous glue and my crystal katana. So I'm going to apply these crystals. You don't need me to tell you what I'm doing because it's pretty simple. And then we'll be back to finish these nails off with my favourite step ever! Okay, it's top coat time! Yes, I love this because the whole thing comes together. And I am using my trusty Team Gorgeous Flexi top gel. So I'm just applying this to all of those nails. The 3 nails with the crystals, as I always do and say, I'm just butting that top coat up to them, not going over top, because we don't want to lose that shine or anything. So just butting the top coat up, and then once I have done all of the nails, I am going to pop them in my lamp to cure for 60 seconds. Now if you were working on a natural client, I would recommend double top coating, which I would normally do with all my foils and nail art things, but as this is my practice hand, I just did 1 top coat, and here they are. I absolutely love these. I think they are very, very spring nails, spring colours. Don't forget, if you're working on a natural client, let that top coat cool before going in with your cuticle oil. I cannot recommend Emoki nails enough. I love these cuticle oils. And then there we go, that is the service complete, and it's also this set and video done. So I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. You can always leave me any comments down below, and if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Check out the description box for product links, discount codes, all that jazz, and I do hope this brings the sunshine out. I will see you again very, very soon. Bye! Mwah!